Welcome back to the Wolfcast podcast, everybody. I'm the Tru Alpha here with my talented sister May
Hi.
and my brother from another mother, Fang.
Hi.
Today's topic is the adult industry. I'm super excited. I've been ready for this one.
Due to the subject matter, we are going to go ahead and issue a content and trigger warning because we will be talking about sex and we will also be talking about sexual assault in the industry itself. So if it's something that's very sensitive to you, we're going to go ahead and just let you know, hey, this episode might not be for you. But if you'd like to learn some things, please stick around.
And who doesn't like porn?
Right? I mean, there's some people that don't. I mean, some people don't watch it because they feel like it's cheating on their spouse to watch something like that, or just some people see it as it's sinful or dirty or just, something
Yeah, that's true.
that, isn't supposed to be viewed.
And some people just genuinely don't like porn for some reason.
You know what's really fucked up though? Is like back in the day, like as a little kid when I first discovered porn. So when I first discovered it, I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. These guys are doing what I wish I could be doing. And then
that wasn't my reaction to porn.
Well, no, that, and then you got your thing in your hand, you're going at it, whatever.
That wasn't mine
be.
either. That wasn't mine either. Like, I mean, yeah, obviously I did that part of it, but my reaction to porn was, holy shit, I'm seeing boobs.
Well, yeah, that crossed the mind too. But then later on in life, mind you, years gone on, I'm still dabbled in porn here and there. And then I'm like, that's someone's daughter. I feel terrible. I want to be doing what he's doing, but that's someone's daughter.
A lot of your porn industry people, both male and female, make bank.
Oh yeah. But then it also leads to this, then you're with your girl or wife, husband, you're like, that's someone's daughter or son. You can't be too bad about yourself. You're smashing your girl or your man or whatever it may be, and you can't really be frowned upon it. Sometimes porn's just the go-to, man. This is an awkward topic. I can't do this.
We'll quit rambling. that'll help. I was reminded of two Ron White skits. The only one that I know enough of to quote it is he's talking to his friend, and his friend is being rather homophobic. He's like, dude, everybody in this world is at least a little bit gay. He's like, no, the fuck I ain't. And he's like, yeah, you are, and I can prove it. And he goes, all right, prove it. You like porn? Yeah, I love porn. You know that. Do you like watching a man and a woman making love? He's like, yeah, I like watching them. What is it? You like watching just a woman by herself? And he says, no, I like watching a man and a woman making love. He's like, do you want the man to have a small dick? And he goes, fuck no, I like big, hard, throbbing.
See, I used to be like that too. I would I don't mean any hate by this at all, but I used to think like that too. I'd be watching, I'm like, fuck, I really don't want to see, the guy's ass or dick or anything. And then then I was like, you know what? There's lesbian porn or just women that are just, going at it by themselves.
A little bit, yeah.
And it really didn't do it for me. I really enjoyed I'm not gonna be ashamed of what I liked as a younger kid. When I was younger, I really loved just the girl getting into it. But no, I get it. That skit, really, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I want to see it with a big heart. And you're just like,
hang on a second.
You okay over there?
Huh?
You okay?
He's watching porn.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, because you
watching porn.
You said, hang on a second. So I'm like,
no, I said it in a way. I was making a reference to what you were saying. Big heart throbbing. Wait a second.
Oh, wait. Okay. So here comes our nerdy portion of our segments.
Script time.
So adult entertainment. Adult entertainment is entertainment intended to be viewed by adults only and distinguished from family entertainment. I mean, depends on what part of the country you're in. That might be considered family entertainment. Ooh. The style of adult entertainment. Do what?
Step sibling porn.
Right.
Family entertainment.
What are you doing, stepdaddy, brother, cousin?
I want to get into that after you get to your nerdy portion.
Okay. The style of adult entertainment may be ribaldry. Ribaldry or blue comedy is humorous entertainment that ranges from bordering on indelicacy to indecency. So basically, it's entertainment that's lewd or downright disgusting. So
Okay.
pornography is the explicit portrayal of explicit sexual subject matter for the purposes of sexual arousal and erotic satisfaction. What I can't word today. Pornography can be provided to the consumer in a variety of media ranging from books, magazines, postcards, photos, sculptures, drawings, paintings, animation, sound recording, film, video, or video games. However, when sexual acts are performed for a live audience, by definition, it is not pornography, as the term applies to the depiction of art rather than the actual act itself. Thus, portrayals such as sex shows and stripteases are not classified as pornography.
Huh.
Hmm?
The more you know.
Do-do-do-do.
We talk about how
Hang
like
on, hang on. It's been a while.
Come on, you can do it.
Oh, it's really angry.
You also grabbed Sarah's horn.
I know, it's just part of it. It's an accident. Computer.
have you ever like stayed up late to watch like the HBO like
Cinemax.
porn that comes on? Yeah, Skinamax. And how
No.
like you have seen like porn on the internet and you're like, that shit's fucking real. And then you watch the shit on like Skinamax and you're like, what the fuck? They're just dry humping.
Yeah.
It really sucked.
Like, man.
I waited one night for like my parents to go to bed. Oh gosh. And like I was like, all right, flipping through the channels. I'm like, oh fuck, comes on in an hour. I gotta wait another hour. And it was just wasn't it, Chief?
Right.
I never had access to it. What I always ended up happening was the fall asleep, wake up at 1 a.m. Fucking
The giant horse cock. What the fuck?
No, it was those
Alpha Nude I was talking about.
Yeah.
it was those
Okay, I'm sorry.
the fucking phone sex workers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can call us now at 99941 for pure raw adult entertainment. Spend your hard-earned money. Yeah, I remember those.
I actually got into one of those one time. Didn't charge or anything.
My cousin
Sitting there
Michael.
next to my stepsister and my stepbrother, and we're all calling these numbers thinking it's the funniest thing in the world. And all of a sudden you just heard this hello, and I was like, hello? No, she's like, what can I do for you, sweetie? And I'm like,
Oh no.
Oh no.
you two leave the room now. This is my room.
My room.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, like, why is, and I don't know this, I hope to God this isn't just me, but this is like what I think. Why is step porn, step bro, daddy daughter, and mommy son porn like the biggest thing?
It's
like
taboo. It's that
Yeah,
forbidden.
it's the forbidden.
Yeah.
does that just mean like so many people want to fuck their stepsisters?
Maybe not directly.
But it's seen as it's like when you tell a kid they can't do something and then they go do it anyway because they were told not to do it. It's sort of that situation, it's taboo. You can't do that. It's wrong. It's disgusting. It's against the rules, But just some people find it as, a kink or just, a fantasy of like, what if, and I mean, works.
Is it really frowned upon though to fuck your stepsister?
Technically, because they
Yes.
still see it as its family. Even though
It
it's
is
not by
morally-
blood, but yeah.
It is morally improper.
Mhm.
I wouldn't do it. That's fucked up.
I wouldn't do it.
I'm just- All right, it happened. No, just kidding. But no.
So I've learned a lot of stuff by doing research on the porn industry, and like it really opened my eyes on a lot of things, and it's nifty and it's also slightly scary of what I found, but I was looking at it and I wanted to figure out like how powerful is the porn industry. So whatever you think about adult film, it is one of the most consumed forms of media in the world. Pornhub, the popular pornography website, draws in 80 million visitors a day. Exact figure,
Holy shit.
yeah, 80 million. Exact figures for the size of the industry are scarce, but experts put total sales around $1 billion a year. The pornography industry is one of the most profitable, moving billions of dollars a year and outpacing major entertainment empires in the world, as shown by Yahoo Finance. But yeah, it makes a shit ton of money.
I don't know. I don't know how. Like, you don't have to pay for Pornhub.
No, but if you want to like certain videos, you have to because you have to have like the
Yeah.
exclusive. Not that I know
I
that or
mean, I don't
anything.
know that.
uh,
Who said that?
any entertainment that normally includes sexual content qualifies as adult entertainment. So, including sex channels for television or prepaid sex films for on demand, as well as adult movie theaters, sex shops, and strip clubs. It also includes.
Because
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, you gotta think about like them, like, because they're a production company, so like,
Mm-hmm.
like it's just like making a Marvel film or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they're making films and they got to pay the actors and actresses, and there's the company, and like, so there's money going in one way, and like May said, there's some people out there that you can't watch their shit for free, and someone sees like a clip of somebody and they're like, that chick's fucking bad, or that guy's sexy as fuck. I want to watch just that person. It's like subscribing to Disney Plus or whatever, and then like, yeah, hey, I have to subscribe to this chick because this is the only way I'm going to see her.
Right.
Unless, you get a little bit more darker and you're just like, you know what, there's someone out there that's fucking putting these videos somewhere else and
there's some
screenshotting pictures.
little bit of
I'll
reason.
get my fix for free.
What was I? This also includes sex-oriented men's magazines, sex movies, sex toys, fetish, and BDSM paraphernalia. Humans have been creating images of sex and genitalia for a million of years, but it's only in the past few centuries, since the 1600s, according to historians, that these representations started meeting academics' preferred definition of pornography, which involves both the violation of taboos, like we were talking, like the mother-daughter, all that, and the intention of arousal. So the first efforts to make money off this new endeavor could not have come long after that. So basically, once they figured out, hey, we can get money for this, it just went boom.
I got a question
Hmm.
in chat. Is it wrong if you and your stepsister were already adults when your parents got together? Can you ask?
I personally think, well, from what I'm gathering from that question, have you like been with your stepsister before they got married? Because if then, no, I don't think it's personally wrong, because essentially you two found each other first,
Mm-hmm.
whether you guys
Right.
are still together or not. You hooked up and you have no control over that. That's like if I hooked up with someone and then years down the line my dad was like, hey, look who I'm dating, and then like she has a daughter your age, you might know her, and be like, bam,
Oh,
yeah, I kind of
crap.
her.
Well, the funny thing is that actually happened. Like a brother and sister
Well,
fell in love
yeah.
with each other, and they didn't know they were related. And then come to find out they were related. They're like, "Well, this is awkward." Unless you want to do
Yeah,
like
they had
the
been dated. They had been. That was a different case though. That was siblings that had been separated at birth,
mm,
and they ended up going like the same school or some shit like that. Ended up liking each other. Ended up dating each other and dated for years, and then one day or whatever, I guess they got curious about something and found out that they were related.
What do you do in that situation though? Like, do you like go, well, we have to call it off, or do you just cut your losses at that point?
well,
Like,
you can do like what
we've already.
Donnie Osmond and his sister got married. 'Cause that was big back in the day. I think it was the Osmonds, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, they
I'm
were.
But
sorry. Like, I mean, in that situation, like, I wouldn't know what to do, because like you're in love with this person, you didn't know any different
it's
for
not like you can
years.
undo what you've already
Yeah, you've
done.
already
Right.
done it. But like me personally, like if like I knew that was my sister, I don't care. And okay, in my opinion, there's no tens in this world. You can be a 9.7, 9.9, whatever. There's no tens.
Nothing
Sorry.
is perfect.
But I don't care if I had a stepsister or sister and she was the hottest thing. Everybody's talking about her and she came on to me. No, I couldn't do it. I mentally couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Fang, on the other hand, I'm fucking the shit. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Another thing I was thinking of just randomly is that like the porn industry is really just like gone up from
Whoops.
here. Like, you had your like little pictures and magazines back then. The pages would get sticky, and everyone knows what we're
Right.
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Then you
Yeah.
got the videos and the on-demand stuff,
When you
and
used to
then
have the what is
Pornhub.
it, the video stores have the adult section in the background.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember when I discovered that. I walked around
Blockbuster in the back. Yeah.
I walked around the corner. I'm like, oh, the bathrooms. This is
That's
not the
not the
bathroom.
bathrooms.
And they would always be right next to the bathroom.
Right. I always like I think that something that's funny for me is the titles that people come up with, like the porns and stuff
Oh,
like that.
absolutely.
Oh
That shit's
yeah.
hilarious, especially like the spoof ones like
What
Pirates
was
of the
the
Caribbean and stuff like that.
what was the one from South Park? It was like Backdoor Sluts 9 or some shit like that.
No idea.
And like
You
even
know,
today, you have like OnlyFans, and I mean I don't know everything about OnlyFans, but I mean there's adult content on there.
Yeah, some of it's
right.
adult, some of it's not. It just depends.
Well, just the other day, I was looking for just a new game to play, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll look for a VR game to play. And like number 7 top downloaded or some shit like that for VR was just straight up a porn game.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's even fucking video games. It's just crazy how far it's gone.
Like the one Markiplier plays.
That's an H game, but yes.
Curious.
And then like making your own sex tapes.
Right. I mean, it's cheap.
You guys done that?
No.
I mean,
You've never done that in your life.
I have,
No.
but not like
I've had solo shit that I send to people, but not like full on,
start to
however
finish.
long. Yeah.
I mean, I've had one just, a few minutes of just part of the act, but
Yeah, I've done that. I haven't like fucking full on run a script and like acted it out, and then
right. Yeah, the scripts are so fucking cheesy porns. Like
they really are.
I
And like
get
they're
it.
trying too hard to act almost.
It's too
Like, all right,
funny.
you're gonna act surprised here. Oh my god!
Who ordered the thick sausage? I did, but I don't have any money. Can
Why
I
the
pay
fuck you order a pizza?
Well, we can work something out.
Right.
Just
It's so
immediately rips his
cheesy.
clothes off.
Bow, chicka,
But
bow, bow, chow.
oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, there was one I was watching years ago, and it was like
It
space
was last
alien
night.
related. No, I haven't watched porn in 26 hours. No, I'm just kidding.
My God.
I was at your house 26 hours ago.
Watching porn at my house, sir.
I mean, I
No.
watch porn in your house.
Fuck you. Oh, you're talking to her.
Yeah, but I watch porn in your house too.
You live here, honey.
I lived there
Okay,
too.
I'm not gonna say that. Your parents watch his videos.
Hey, I watch porn in that house too.
We've all watched porn in the house. You can say you haven't, but we all have.
That's not what I was gonna say.
I've never masturbated. You're a fucking liar.
Yeah, another thing. If you've never watched porn, you're a fucking liar.
I don't
That's
know.
true.
There's some people may not have. It's been ingrained not to watch.
I would
Everybody has
willing to
watched
say there's
porn at least
89% people in this world have watched porn. That's
Okay,
eliminating
so-
like the kids and the hardcore people that just think it's frowned upon.
In terms of watch porn, I guarantee you, almost everybody who is of adult age currently has at least looked up porn. Whether or not they liked it after the fact, irrelevant. They watched porn to figure out whether they liked it or not.
I think I found my dad's porn stash when I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11.
I have it was one of my mom's friends, and I don't know, like we called her like Nana, like she babysit us and shit a lot.
I
And
don't like where this is going.
no. No. No.
Insert the JonTron meme.
But
What?
I went I was like I don't know, I was being nosy one day and I went into the room and I like found this box and there was just this
It's
big
all-
VHS.
Can we talk about how it's always a box? It is always a box of porn.
It's always like a really easy to open box too. It was hidden under something. You probably had to like move a jacket in
Worse
a
in a
closet.
closet,
to get
yeah.
To it. Yeah, and you lift the top off of the top of it's a little dusty, but you can still see the handprints from the last person to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
And you
No,
get in
this
there
box was obvious as fuck.
and you open it up because it's not secured or anything like that. Nothing's stopping you from opening it. So
It's
you
just
open
there.
it and there's alphabetized porn.
Okay,
Because
first
why
off,
is it
you
alphabetized?
alphabetize your porn? I don't know what's
Hey.
wrong with you.
I can tell you somebody who did because I got caught.
Was it your dad?
Yes. Motherfucker had that shit in order.
I mean, he's a
But
Marine, so I can't blame him.
like, okay, so I was just wandering their house, you know, little like 13, 14-year-old me, whatever, and I found this box, and I was like, wow, shit,
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
boobies. So I took
Titties.
one home.
I took one home.
Took one home and watched me some good old stuff.
Oh, geez.
Porn.
There's another thing I was going to talk about when we were talking about making like homemade porn. So like you're into it, right? You know,
Yeah.
you're having your sexy time,
Uh-huh.
as Bullrat would say, sexy time.
Very nice.
But and then you look at your significant other. You're like, yeah, we should, right? Like, yeah, we talked about it. All right. You whip out your phone or your camera, and holding the camera and trying to do it is the most difficult fucking thing in the world.
It also doesn't help, like, so if your brain works like mine does, and I have a bit of ADHD, it gets distracting and kind of throws you off because you're looking to make sure you're getting the angle right. You know, you're making sure you're not just like staring at their back or the floor or something with the
That's
camera.
a sexy looking back you got right there.
Yeah, like you can't tell what's happening. The back is moving, but you can't tell what's going on. And like my brain would get just absolutely distracted. Although I have an opportunity, I could probably make something homemade with current events in the house.
Okay.
Another thing that would throw me off about that though is let's say you're doing it instead of holding the camera, where, you know, obviously if you're holding the camera, it's a point of view.
Which is
Uh,
a thing on
yep,
certain things.
POV is a kink as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call you out right there, May.
Yes, you are. You dick.
But so you have POV, and that's fine if you can make it work. But like, I think I would have an issue if I set up a camera somewhere. And, you know, I got the angle right. I can see everything that's going to happen, all that fun shit. I would get like not nervous.
Maybe like performance anxiety, something like that.
Yes. And it's warranted because I've been in situations where there's another pair of eyes effectively watching.
Same.
And I'm like, am I making a dumb face? Am I, you know, something will happen. My brain will go burr and I'll lose momentum. I'll lose pattern, all that fun shit. And not to mention, if you know the camera where it's at, and like if it's real obvious where it's at, what I'd look at it. I'd have to eventually like glance over, make sure it didn't fall.
He just looks at it,
over.
makes his arms go into muscles. Like, yeah, look at that sexy bitch.
See that shit? Like, what are you doing?
Make a kiss face at the camera, like you just blew it a kiss.
No,
you like that, baby? Mwah.
For me,
what are you doing, step bro?
I wasn't like expecting like set it up anywhere or, you know, like post it anywhere. So like I didn't care how it turned out. I just wanted to feel the thrill of like recording one.
Mm-hmm.
And we reviewed it afterwards and then deleted it like that same day. We both wanted to know what it was like. But I noticed when I was doing it, I wasn't so much more into the sex anymore. I was more of wanting to be the director.
Honey, move your body. You're not doing it right. Move.
I was like sitting there holding it, and I wasn't even looking at her or me or performing well. I was just like looking at the camera, like, all right, I'm doing this. I'm fucking good at this.
Honey, move your butt.
You, on the other hand, you need more work. I'll put you in the acting class.
Doing my research, here are some consumer stats that might surprise
First
you.
off, I hate how you cut us off and just go right into research.
I mean, I'm trying to pull it back into our own personal and stuff like that, but you know,
it's all porn.
It's all porn, but still. According to consumer stats, so to a recent report by the BBFC, 75% of parents believe their children had never encountered porn, but of those children, 53% reported that they had in fact seen porn. So you've got the parents who are like, no, my kid has never looked at porn, never seen porn. No. And then the
that
other
you're
ones
aware of.
that you're aware of. And it's like, no, we've seen a good portion of it. According to research by the NSPCC, of the adolescents who had been exposed to porn, 28% were first exposed by accident, 19% were unexpectedly shown pornography by someone else, and only 19% searched for it intentionally. So it's like, I think majority of it is that we've all stumbled across it because, we go into closet looking for something like, oh, what's in this box? Oh, what's this? But then, you ever notice that we never tell our parents that we find it? It's just that little hidden secret. We don't ever tell them that we know it's there.
Because it's bad. We're taught, it's bad. Don't.
Mhm. Like I had tried to drop hints to my dad because I had noticed he had like a shemale porn back in the day. I'm like, Dad, are you gay? He's like, I have never, nor will I ever do things like that. I'm like, okay, I was just curious, just kind of out of the blue question. Okay, Dad. He's just trying to be real subtle about it. I don't think he ever caught me, so at least if he did, he never said anything. Despite the fact that porn can be
Just
wildly
calling
unreal.
out your fucking dad.
I know, right? He is a man. He has porn. Okay, most men have porn. Your dad had porn. You called him out. So,
True.
despite the fact that porn can be wildly unrealistic and often glorifies violence, sexism, or racism, one recent survey found that over half of boys, about 53%, and over a third of girls, 39%, reported believing that pornography was a realistic depiction of sex.
Yeah, there are people that think that, oh, it happened in sex, so that's what the girl
That's
wants.
that's what the girl likes smacking face and spit on. Yes, okay, this sex. Are we doing the sexes right?
Now, there are girls out there who like to be slapped in the face
Yes.
and spit on.
That's some kinks and stuff like that, and
That she's into that same shit. Like,
Yeah, it's something you need to have talk with your partner, figure out what each other like.
find the limits, get a list of kinks, and then get a list of limits. If they don't have any kinks, get a list of the limits. If they say they don't have any limits, they're fucking lying. And best of luck, pray you're not the one who finds the limit.
Yeah, Smeagol and I were actually talking about a couple weeks back about how like what he's done recently and like things
Oh
he's found out
no.
about himself. I'm not gonna go into it. It's his story, but
I found out something about him that I didn't want to know.
and he yeah, he was just telling me this shit like I never would have expected to come out of his mouth, and he was like, "No, dude, you just need to like when you finally find somebody or you're like into somebody, figure out what they like. Maybe it not be something you've done before or you're into. You might like it." And I didn't take that into accountability, but I have found some things out that I like recently, and it's fucking phenomenal. Shout out you.
For
We'll
those of
leave
those
it at
that don't
that.
know, a kink is a colloquial term for a non-normative sexual behavior. So like bondage, sadomasochism.
Sadomasochism.
You've got being bitten, cut, smacked. There's a bunch of stuff that can do that. So it's someone likes the kink of having their hair pulled really hard or being degraded or a praise kink. So kinks can, and what I found out is that kinks can also come out of trauma as well. Um, and a lot of kinks that people have found out have been like, oh, I went through this as a child, or I went through this as a part of my life where it just a rough patch, and then they turn that trauma into a kink. So out of the pain of that trauma, it turns into something that's sexual. So, and sometimes I've heard that it's hereditary, and if it is, good God, ugh, I don't want to.
It better fucking not be.
Yeah, I don't want to. Don't want to be like, hey, Dad. So, question. A Swedish study of 18-year-old males found that frequent consumers of pornography were significantly more likely to have sold and bought sex than other boys of the same age. That's kind of weird. But, it's like they saw sex and, want to go buy sex.
I guess, yeah.
In 2015, meta-analysis of 22 studies from 7 countries found that internationally, the consumption of pornography was significantly associated with increases in sexual aggression, both verbally and physically, among males and females alike.
Hmm.
A UK survey found that 44% of males aged 11 to 16 who consume pornography reported that online pornography gave them ideas about the type of sex they wanted to try. So that's not a bad thing. So if you find something in sex, you're like, oh, that looks really cool, I'm going to try that, and you end up actually liking it, it opens doors for you and your partner.
Holy shit, I'm into it.
Right? Holy shit. Am I into this? I'm into this. Am I
I'm
into
into
this?
this.
Am I into this? I'm into this.
Oh, this is really weird looking. Ah, fuck, I'm into
I'm
it.
into it. Fuck. As of April 2021, according to the analysis of the most trafficked websites worldwide, 2 porn sites are in the top 10 most visited sites, with a third porn site coming in at 13th. Xvideos, XNXX, and Pornhub at 7th, 9th, and 13th, respectively.
Two of
Uh,
those I visited.
right. According to data from the SEM Rush traffic analysis tool, as of May 2021, porn sites receive more website traffic in the US than Twitter, Instagram, Netflix, Pinterest, and LinkedIn combined.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
There's more people watching porn than scrolling through social media.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would believe it.
Oh, fuck.
I would believe it 110%.
Dude, somebody's probably watching porn right now.
Yeah, probably.
I fucking hope so.
I mean, our roommate always makes joke that she's always watching porn, so.
So I went
Probably is.
I went to go look something up, and I ended up finding a bunch more shit that I didn't know existed.
Oh yeah.
So what I went looking for is the stupid law that sex in any other position except missionary is illegal.
Oh yeah.
Which exists. It is a law in Washington, D.C. Engaging in any sexual position other than missionary is illegal.
Yep.
Well, yep, you can only have sex missionary style in Washington, D.C. But out of all of these that I'm looking at, and some of these are really fucked up, like Florida having sexual relations with a porcupine is illegal.
Okay.
Well, first off,
I don't know why that had to become a law.
I mean,
Or Connorsville, Wisconsin. It is illegal for a man to shoot off a gun when his female partner is having an orgasm.
Yahoo.
Like, why is the law? But no, the dumbest one that I'm reading.
Bang, bang.
The biggest. This one just doesn't make any sense. It's stupid because it doesn't make any sense. Washington State. It is against the law to have sex with a virgin under any circumstances, including the wedding night.
Excuse me?
How does she able to ever have sex if she's not a virgin?
Right?
Pops it herself with a toy, technically, I guess. I don't fucking know.
I mean, yeah, that would make
That would be a way of getting around that law if they
But wouldn't
actually.
she still be a virgin if?
No, it's so with women, if you actually, because women have hymens, like people think that hymens are like completely like seal off the vagina. That's not true. There's
No.
It's actually just a very small piece of skin. There's still a hole inside of the hymen. That's
It's more
why
like
women can
it's more
still
like
have.
an arcway.
Yeah,
it's more like an arcway than a wall.
So in order to basically deflower them, they have to push through the hymen, which is tearing that piece of flesh open to give more access to the depth of the vaginal canal. So it's just a small piece of skin that basically shows that they are intact and untouched. But it already has a hole in it because it allows the passage of menstrual blood during that time of the month. So it's just a little piece of skin that, is saying, hey, we're, untouched.
So
Yeah, I always thought you were a virgin until you had sex.
No, you can.
I mean, most girls actually lose their virginity to like bikes. Or
Yeah.
because just riding in it and it just they fall or twist a certain way and it just naturally tears it.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing, and people always think that tampons will cause people to lose their virginity. That's not true. It's not how it works. They don't go in deep enough to tear,
Yep.
So
Another dumb one that is from Backfield, Maine, and this one sounds really official.
oh, got to clear his throat even.
The legislation declares that no taxi driver, in quotation, will be allowed, end quotation, to charge a fare to any passenger who gives him sexual favors in return for a ride home from a nightclub or other, quote, establishment which serves alcoholic beverages, end quote, or any, quote, place of business, end quote, selling liquor.
Unless it's for a porn, then
No, they can't charge. If somebody is like, hey, I'll suck your dick if you give me a ride home, a taxi driver cannot run his meter.
Huh.
He can accept the favor. He can absolutely accept the blowjob for a ride home, but because he accepts that favor, he cannot legally charge the person he gave a ride to.
Well, I know how to get a free ride home from a taxi then, honey.
That's in Backfield, Maine.
Huh.
We're moving to Maine.
In Mississippi, S&M is against the law.
Which is sadomasochism.
Yes, specifically the depiction or description of flagellation or torture by or upon a person who is nude or in undergarments or in a bizarre or revealing costume for the purpose of sexual gratification.
Hmm.
Ventura County, California. Cats and dogs are not allowed to have sex without a permit.
Fuck out of me.
Yeah, heard me.
I have
Um,
several questions and concerns.
What's this one? What? Iowa, what the fuck? Husbands aren't allowed to take more than 3 gulps of beer while lying in bed with their wives or while holding them in his arms.
Huh.
Georgia, sexual intercourse between unmarried couples is illegal.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And there you go. There's some weird sex laws to.
There you go. Here's some more things for you. Teen is one of the most consistently popular porn themes, and researchers show that this theme is one, becoming increasingly popular, and two, includes a portrayal of underage characters. So basically, they pretend they're underage.
Mhm.
Um,
It's effectively age play.
uh-huh.
Which,
And
for those who don't know, age play happens between 2 consenting adults who
yes,
are over the age of 18. They have agreed upon the age that the woman will act, or even it could be reversed. It could be the woman who's maybe in her 20s or her 30s wants to imagine she's with
a younger
a
man.
67 no, a 60, 70-year-old man. Age play
Oh yeah,
goes
that
both
too.
ways, not just younger.
Usually, it's younger
Like,
though.
usually, but it's entirely possible.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't. Um, In 2018, 45 million images of children sexual abuse material, sometimes referred to as child porn, were reported according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. In 2019, that number jumped to 69.1 million. So in
Shit.
2018, it was 45 million. In 2019, it jumped up to 69.1 million.
so
God damn.
essentially, if you were anyone doing
Yeah,
this, you're a fucking piece of shit.
yeah, I know. Children are innocent and never should have anything like that happen to them. Of domestic minor trafficking victims who had been into porn productions, the average age they began to be filmed at was 12.8 years old.
Again, you're a
Mhm.
fucking piece of
12.8.
shit.
Yep, 12.8 years old. Porn is a global estimated $97 billion industry, with about 12 billion of that coming from the US. In 2019 alone, the equivalent of nearly 6,650 centuries of porn was consumed on one of the world's largest porn sites.
God damn.
One out of every 8 porn titles shows the first time users on porn homepages described acts of sexual violence. According to Pornhub's analytics, lesbian was the most searched for porn term on the site in 2018. In 2019 and 2021, it was Japanese. And survey shows how that 1 in 4 18 to 24-year-olds, so about 24.5%, listed pornography as the most helpful source to learn how to have sex. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
110%, I will
Argumentative.
agree.
Argumentative.
I mean, a lot came from like, just going in and, all right, this is how I move, this is how she moves. But a lot I've learned from, watching.
I mean, that's how I learned to do, the fellatio. So,
I don't know what
You
that
want to know
is.
where I got my shit from?
the National Geographic magazines.
Funny enough, there was
That's some
a
sexy looking
page in
discs
National.
right there.
But no, I learned a lot of what I do, and I have had no complaints from my partners in the past or current partner. I guess I can say partners
Yeah.
now. I didn't get anything that I do from porn at all. I go off of my own instinct and the best rule of life you could ever possibly live by. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Does
was gonna
she like this? Ow. No, she does not like this. Okay. Apologize.
Again.
Try again.
No, and I think that's a big thing is that for me as a person, like I have learned that my body is a pain in the ass, and I have to learn to listen to it. Yeah, I
Same.
have to learn to listen to it and how to work around it. So with porn, they don't show the trial and error of just learning your own body. So they make it seem like, oh, you're supposed to orgasm
Go
instantly
in.
like this, or
Yeah.
they'll never complain about what you do. No, 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 no. Like you,
They'll let you know when they're not
yeah,
happy with something.
don't use porn as a way to what's the word? How do I say this without sounding like an idiot? Uh, don't let porn give you that false look of like, oh, women will just roll over and take it and do what you want. No, 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 no. It takes two to tango. That's why
Yeah,
it's
it's literally a dance.
yeah, it's a dance between you and your partner, and you both have got to listen not only to yourselves but to your body. Because yes, porn shows it that the women in those videos don't care or that they're just they like the abuse. That's not true. It's just
I
it's film. But
I also want to blame porn for it's not really porn's fault, but they definitely didn't help matters, making it seem like a guy has to go for an hour plus.
right. I think they did a study that sex really only lasts like maybe at top maybe 10 minutes.
Yes, because and even then it can be shorter. Sometimes shit's just really stimulating,
Mm-hmm.
or
Or
it's
you're just
been a
tired.
minute, or you're just tired.
Roll over and don't get over
Um,
with.
yeah, I was say I'm really fucking weird with that. Like, cause I always thought like, hey, it's been a minute. I'm gonna like next time's gonna fucking suck for both.
Mm-hmm.
But
You're gonna
next
be a
time
one and done
happened,
type
and
deal.
I fucking hung in there like a champ.
Hmm. That's another one somebody just made mention. Or a guy has to have a long dick to please a woman.
Oh yeah.
Not true.
Not true in the slightest. It also is mainly because all women are different.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Not all vaginas go as deep as the next woman.
Yeah, everyone's body's different. Again, it's that listen to your partner. Don't just
Hmm.
assume that because the porn industry does it.
It gets confusing listening to your partner when they're a masochist, though.
Shut up! Don't call me out.
Smack! Ow! Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Do it again.
Do it again. What?
Harder.
What? Wait, what?
So, since we're also on PC, the first home PCs capable of network communication prompted the arrival of online services for adults in the late 1980s and early 1990s. The wide open early days of the World Wide Web quickly snowballed into the dot-com boom, in part fueled by the incredible goal increase in the demand for and consumption of pornography and erotica. Around
Are you
2009,
telling me that computers mainly got popular because of porn?
probably.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
thanks a lot,
surprise me.
Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee.
Around
Just
2009, the U.S. porn industry's revenue of 10 to 15 billion a year was more than the combined revenue of professional sport and live music combined, and roughly on par or above Hollywood's box office revenue.
whoo.
I
Uh,
do want to say it wasn't their fault. Their video got leaked. I just was trying to make it funny, but ha ha ha.
right.
God,
And that also, there's a new form of porn that is taking off,
Mm.
or a new category,
Well, there's
and that
tons
is
of
taking off
categories.
because of how technology is going, and that's VR porn.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hell, your new avatar has quite literally
Yes, yes.
a.
You know.
But there are people who, I don't know how they do it, but they get another partner and in VR start
That's
going at it, and people like that shit.
the whole phantom touch.
there was something I wanted to clear up too about learning from porn. Is
Hmm.
that I did say I learned a lot from porn. It's only the fact that like I said, I normally go based off of like what they like or what I like and how I work. It's just that I've seen things and I've tried them. So that's where I got my learning. I wanted to clear that up. I forgot, but then it came back.
You're
So
good.
I was going to say another thing that there's a long list of. I'd almost say there is a longer list of than there
sluts.
is category. A list of all the sluts I've missed. I've never sucked or fucked these
No, no,
sluts
no,
unless
no,
my nuts
no.
are fucking pissed.
Bo Burnham's on our side. He ain't gonna
Yeah.
he ain't gonna fucking
But no, So you have a fuckload of categories. I almost said calories. You go into Pornhub and there's an absolute fuck ton of categories.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
there's
there is.
so fucking many, and I only stick to like 3.
What if I told you there are almost double the amount of kinks in the world?
Mm-hmm.
That's absurd.
Agreed.
Like, there's a lot of shit that shouldn't be kinked or sexualized,
It is.
but people are into it. I think it was.
Go ahead.
There was like a video. I want to say it was like my senior year of high school. They showed to class about like it had something to do with psychological shit, and it was a woman who was sexually attracted to roller coasters.
Yeah. It's that thrill, that thrill rush of the excitement of adrenaline and stuff like that. I can
No,
understand that.
no. That's not what it was. Because her boyfriend, quote unquote, and I'm not kink shaming here. I just don't personally understand this. Her boyfriend was a decommissioned roller coaster in the middle of BFE that was gathering rust.
Huh.
It wasn't one that you could ride. It would make sense to be addicted to that adrenaline rush of riding a roller coaster.
The up and down and the bumpiness.
Yeah. It's
Like
another
horseback riding.
thing. There's another thing that it's not on. It doesn't have power. You're not doing anything.
Right.
At least balloon popping, I understand a little bit.
Right.
It ain't my shtick, but I at least get it. There's a dude that married his car and makes, I'm getting married to my pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
Never leave me when I'm down on my luck.
So there's also a mixed evidence on the social
Tailpipe is
impact.
tighter than my ex-wife.
No.
You think I'm crazy, but listen to this. I can bring home a hooker and she won't be pissed. No.
You're done.
What the fuck?
So there's mixed
Roger Carrington.
Quiet. There's mixed evidence of the social impact of pornography. 2009 review stated that all scientific investigations of increase in the availability of pornography show no change or decrease in the level of sexual offending. The question of whether pornography consumption affects consumers' happiness was addressed by a 2017 meta-analysis. It concluded that men who consume pornography are less satisfied with some areas of their lives, but pornography consumption does not make a significant difference in other areas or to the lives of women. Additionally, a sample of Americans revealed that in 2017 that those who had viewed pornography were more likely to experience romantic relationship breakups than their non-pornography watching counterparts, and that the effect was more pronounced with men. Basically, men get addicted to watching porn, and it can destroy their relationship. It makes men view women as nothing more than sexual objects. It can cause men to devalue their partners because they compare them with the women they see on the screen.
Both
And
of
it,
those things are kinks.
it encourages men to seek out dangerous or social unacceptable behaviors or unacceptable sexual acts. I apologize. And conversely, it leads to sexual problems such as erectile dysfunction or low libido or desensitization. But I had an ex that had an issue where he masturbated too much and just had no sensitivity down there. So, but a porn addiction refers to a person becoming emotionally dependent on pornography to the point that it interferes with their daily life, relationships, and ability to function. This type of addiction may be quite common. Some doctors consider porn addiction to be a heterosexual disorder, an umbrella term that includes behaviors such as excessive masturbation. A 2019 study trusted sources suggests that the prevalence of these disorders may be about 3 to 6%. However, the rates have been difficult to determine due to the lack of formal classification. Porn addiction remains a controversial issue, with some research suggesting that it's not a real condition at all.
Oh yeah, because addiction doesn't,
Doesn't
doesn't exist.
Some indications that pornography may be causing a problem include a person's sex life becoming less satisfying. Pornography causes relationship issues or makes a person feel less satisfied with their partner. A person engages in risky behavior to view pornography, such as doing so at work. Some signs that a person may be developing an unhealthy relationship with porn includes they ignore other responsibilities to view pornography. They view progressively more extreme pornography to get the same release that less extreme porn once offended. And they made joke of that in a cartoon somewhere. They just had to keep watching more and more degrading stuff to get off. They feel frustrated or ashamed after viewing porn, but continue to do so.
Ah, yes.
The Catholic treatment. They want to stop using pornography, but feel unable to do so. It becomes like a codependent, dependent relationship. They spend large sums of money on pornography, possibly at the expense of daily or family necessities. They use pornography to cope with sadness, anxiety, insomnia, or other mental health issues.
It's just like a bad habit. Like
Mhm.
if you're like if you because like there's people that like have like social anxieties and can't like find a relationship, or people that are think that they're not attractive or don't know their worth, so they remote or like I lost the word, they go back to porn. You're not face to face with anybody,
Doesn't judge you,
and then
doesn't
you
make
get
you feel bad.
yeah, and then you get addicted to it like you would drugs or alcohol, or even being in a long-term relationship. You've been with somebody for so long and then you split up. You don't want to break that habit because you go into your daily habit of watching porn.
Or some spouses and girlfriends cheating because which I never
You're looking at
understood.
another woman.
I never understood how I can understand it as they think it's unhealthy standards, but I've never seen porn as cheating. Like,
Well,
I
that comes down to, and I hate to say this, it comes down to what we're taught. And unfortunately, how a lot of people are taught and raised is based off of old-timey or religious beliefs that are no longer relevant. And you're taught that the only woman you should ever look at naked or with lust is your wife. So because of this, people view porn, where you're quite literally looking at another woman naked, as cheating.
Yeah, I never figured out why either. And I had an ex that was like, "Do you watch porn?" I was like, here and there. She's like, "Well, have you watched it while we've been together?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "You're cheating on me." And I was just like, "But I'm not." But I got what like she was getting at, because like you said, I'm looking at another woman while I'm with this woman. But at the same time, like mentally, I was like also like, but I'm not doing anything. And then it's like another thought pops in your head. You're like having this conversation with yourself, and you're just like, yeah, but you wish you were doing things with that woman, weren't you? And you're like, you bet your sweet
you
fucking
bet your
ass
fucking
I
ass
am.
I was.
That again comes down to thou shalt not covet another man's woman, or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yeah, so it's literally how we have been brought up, at least here in America, is religious based of you should only want or desire one woman. If you ever, period, not even in a porn sense. It threw me off getting with May. I'll get to that here in a second. But even in a non-situation where you're walking down the street, you should never look at another woman with desire. It threw me off getting with May because I would shamefully look at another woman with desire because I'd be like, oh man, she's hot. And I'd get that for a while in the beginning. I got that guilt, oh no, did she see me checking out this other woman? So I look over at her and she's doing the same fucking thing.
Like, damn, she got a nice ass.
To comment on that,
I like to window shop.
Yeah. I use this. This is really weird, and like anyone listening, and even you two, can be like, "You're a fucking liar," and you probably will. But there's been times where I've had what?
I'll call you out on your shit. I will.
Yeah. So there's times I've had exes in the past, and I'll be like, "Oh, that girl's, she's gorgeous." If I was single, I would try to, impress that girl or whatever. And even like
I'd hit it.
Even like recently, like not like recently, but like recently, like any girl I would find attractive, I'd be like, oh my god, da 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 da. And this is where I'm going to say you guys might call me out. Since I've been talking to this new girl, I don't look or view other women that same. It's really fucking weird.
I'm not going to call you out on it, but I am going to say you're gone, mate.
You're gone, mate.
What do you mean I'm gone?
You've got the rose-colored glasses on.
Shut the fuck up. No, like I'll obviously like look at you and be like, like if you and I were with each other, I'd be like, yeah, if you were like, dude, that girl's hot, she's pretty, I'd be like, yeah, she's pretty, but like I wouldn't look that way and be like, holy fuck, I want that.
Right.
But like,
you're content with what you have.
Months ago, I would have been like, let's see how this works out. Can I get your number? But like, yeah,
Yeah, no,
No,
you're
there
content.
was something else I wanted to say because I know we are coming up on time. I feel like this has been the fastest podcast ever, but
Right? No, there's also a few
um,
things I want to touch on as well before we end it.
mine's really quick. So like, I was really weird as a kid, and even like
As a
as an
kid.
up to an adult. You didn't let me finish.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. That happens sometimes.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, I know. So it happened several times. Anyways, really quick, I would always like, because you always like from what you heard, watching porn was frowned upon, whether etc. Different or different reasons. And I always thought that like if I even like typed in Pornhub or whatever and then didn't watch anything, that the internet was going to get kicked off, or the cops would be at the door or something. FBI, open up! So I would literally wipe the history, look other shit up, like normal shit, like TV shows or video game, whatever it may
Throw them
be,
off your trail.
and then clear the history just to like hope to God that like it just like vanished and I wasn't gonna get in trouble. And that was like my gateway of being like, I didn't look up porn. I don't know what you're
Poor
talking about.
Alpha.
It's cleared. There's nothing there.
But no,
It's kind of irritating too with that. Just really quickly, it's also irritating with that because back in the day, you had to find the history tab. You had to hit clear history, clear cache. Now, fucking almost every single web browser has a goddamn incognito mode. And it's like, fuck you. Where was this shit when I needed it?
because the nerds that needed it weren't born yet. But no,
Thank you, nerds.
right. No, I want to touch on a few things before we ended up with the actual industry itself.
Did you see how her voice just went like really fast mode? She's like, oh, we gotta get the shit done.
Right. The reality is, when it comes to the decision of becoming a porn star or actress, as it is, or entertainer, um, the issue of choice is not as simple as it might seem. Under the choice, you have to see an interplay of individual vulnerability and environmental factors. Sometimes they're referred to as a push-pull factors, respectively. You have coercion, and what some coercion looks like is called a bait and switch. In many cases, women and or men will accept a role in a pornographic film based on a fraudulent description of what he or she is signing up for. For example, they might be told that they're doing a softcore girl on girl scene when she arrives on set and discovers that she's not only expected to work with men, but the scene will involve a sex act that is outside of her comfort zone. Um, there's threats. Basically, if she doesn't comply with being asked for, she's often threatened with the loss of money or representation. There's degradation, where agents will resort to degrading as a means to coerce women into doing what they want. Same thing with the men. It's not as rose colored as we see it as the consumer. We're like, oh, they love this, they're enjoying this. A lot of the time, it really messes with the actors and actresses. There's women that have spouses throughout this, but because they're being used so much, they have no sensitivity down there whatsoever. So having a pleasurable inner experience with their own spouses is nothing because they've been used so much in a harmful way that they just can't feel anything.
It's terrible.
Same with men, like they get just as abused as the women, and it's a side of the industry that we don't see. And some people say, "Oh, well, I'm not hurting, just watching all this stuff, blah 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 blah." But as long as that supply and demand exists, things like rape, unwanted pregnancies, uh, being essentially abused for profit is gonna happen. It's sad, but it happens. And there was one more thing I
And
wanted to touch up on: the use of children. And this one really made me upset. So, while the legality of adult sexual entertainment varies by country, the use of children in the sex industry is illegal nearly everywhere in the world. But there's something
as it
called
should be.
there's something called the commercial sexual exploitation of children. It's the sexual abuse by the adult and remuneration in cash or kind to the child or the third person or persons. Basically, the child's treated as a sexual object, as a commercial object. Like it made me physically angry to read this. The SCEC includes the prostitution of children, child pornography, child sex tourism, and other forms of transactional sex where a child engages in sexual activities that have key needs fulfilled, such as food, shelter, or access to education. Essentially, pimping out children to get needs
Oh
like
yeah, that's
food.
fucked up.
Yeah, I hate it. It includes a form of transactional sex where the sexual abuse of children is not stopped or reported by household members due to benefits derived by the household from the perpetrator. And the CSEC is very prevalent in Asia and parts of the Latin America. Thailand, Cambodia, India, Brazil, and Mexico have been identified as the primary countries where the commercial sex exploitation of children takes place. Certain places around the world are recognized for child sex tourism. And that's really, really sad and disgusting that has
Mhm.
to happen. Like,
I
I hate to say that it has to happen, but that's their culture, that's their country, that's the way they see of making ends meet. They sell their children off into a porn sex trade to make money to survive, and that's just
Mhm.
I
I
physically
don't
hate that.
I don't care who you are, what's going on in your head, or money problems, whatever. If you have to resort to selling your children, whether it be for whatever your fix is, money, sex trafficking, mental abuse, I'm rambling on real quick. Physical abuse to women, men, even anything, bullying, whatever. You're a fucking piece of shit. And come fight Fang and I.
Oh yeah,
I got swords.
I'll cut somebody over a child. Like,
Hmm.
I'm sorry,
That
that's
literally,
innocence doesn't need to be taken
anyone who
away.
sexually assaults someone in any whether it's a man on woman, woman on woman, all of them, you're a fucking piece of shit, and you deserve to get your ass fucking handed to you.
On a silver platter, maybe.
Mhm.
No,
No.
no, you might even get golden showered. I don't fucking know.
Nah, if they're that sick, they're probably into it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because yeah, just
Way to get me fucking heated at the end of this.
just So at 100 subscribers, I'll be doing Alpha's makeup. So I seriously cannot wait to do that. So tell a friend, tell family, just help us get out there and continue being the number one.
Fine, we'll pre-record it.
No,
Get it fucking over with. I'm
no
tired of waiting.
pre-recording bad. Go ahead and visit us on our Patreon. You can join us for polls, art lessons, one-on-one meetings. Join us for our podcast. No donation is too small at all. Go ahead and join us at our spring. Get all your latest Wolfcast merchandise and look for the hidden Notice Me Senpai Fang throughout the video. I'll place it somewhere.
I
So
give up.
you can also get your own Notice Me Senpai Alpha and Notice Me Senpai Fang stickers there as well. So go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and head over to our Dubby. They came out with a new flavor, which is the Passion Joy tea. I'm excited to try it. But they also have their peach, mango. They have their dragon, apple, and lactic. So I cannot wait to try those. I'm still waiting to get mine. So check out our affiliate code down in the description below. Go ahead and follow us on all of our social medias. You have the boys on Twitter and Twitch, and me everywhere else. It's
Everywhere else. She gets
everywhere.
around.
I do get around.
He's a social media whore.
I can't help it. I figured out what social media was and just boom. I used to have a MySpace, but I can't remember the password to get
You used to
into
have an
it.
OnlyFans too.
I did used to have an
Bro,
OnlyFans.
MySpace was lit.
MySpace was the shit back in the 90s, man. If you
Dude, I had Skillet playing on mine. Like, you
yeah.
loaded onto my fucking channel. You loaded into my page. I had fucking Skillet.
I
Mhm.
had
You
Soldier
Like,
Boy.
had music
yeah, of course
playing
you did.
and stickers and stuff like that. So
Would
yeah.
I be in you guys' top 5?
Probably, yeah, you would be.
Yes, you would. Of course you would. You, Tom, and Fang. Everyone-
Bro,
I
people
forgot
used to get so
Tom.
mad that
Forgot
Tom
about
was in my top 5.
No, dude, Tom was a real one. He was the first one there, you know?
He was the one that supported you all the way. And I still remember him in his
Yep.
white shirt and his stupid short brown hair.
Yep.
That goofy ass
Yep.
smile he had in his face.
Dude, Tom was friends with everybody. I would have put him in my top 5, hands
Right.
down.
I actually had one of Soldier Boy's buddies message me on MySpace. That was like one of the first times I ever talked to someone who was slightly famous.
Huh.
Anyways, take us to the credits, May.
But thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you for
Frank
tuning in
and
and
John.
watching us. We really do appreciate you guys sitting here and listening with us. So just remember, keep us the number one podcast in your heart.
Or your
and-
pants.
Or your pants. And just make sure if you're out there searching the web, search responsibly and safely. So until the next
Yee.
until the next podcast, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.